So this video is about like, comment, subscribe. This video is about what I don't like about the pros and cons of the United States. Alright? So I'm going to list off the pros first. Pros of the United States: sports, hoops, football, music, comedy, entertainment industry. I would say, yeah, those are the pros. If you can make it big in entertainment, especially with sports or music, and comedy, entertainment industry, yeah, because you know you could work at a stadium or a gym, football stadium or a gym or sports facility, or you can just be a customer of that, or worker of that, or both. And yes, that is one of the pros of the U.S., that the sports, music, and comedy industries and movie entertainment industries are pretty big in the U.S., but people are becoming less interested in it slightly, especially with the things going on in the sports industry and the music industry. Ratings are going down slightly for both. I would say, of people being interested in that stuff. So let's go on to number two. Number two pro: opportunity to become raw through the number one option of sports entertainment, music entertainment, comedy entertainment, movies entertainment. So yes, I would say that is a pro of the U.S. So the third pro of the U.S. is another pro of the U.S. is maybe you have family, friends there that you have phone numbers of, that you can contact, emails of, but you don't really have phone numbers. You don't really have friends, phone numbers, emails of that you can contact in the U.S. in the other countries. And also, I would put that goes along with access to data. Of course, it's easy to have access to data of people, in the U.S. Maybe more so than other countries, especially if you have always been in the U.S. Then we have TA stores availability. Yeah, it is if you're in there, yeah, TAC, Mary Jane, the U.S. and like half of the states, almost like half of the country, it is pretty, friendly towards that, I would say. Yes. So that's another con for the U.S. Then we have the Olympics. The Olympics coming up in Los Angeles in the U.S. That's another con. That's another pro. For the U.S., you got to put the Olympics as a pro for the U.S., especially when it comes to, sports being one of the biggest things that people are interested in. Then more variety of honeys. Looks slightly wise. Yeah, there is a more variety in the U.S., especially in the major states, major cities. More variety, yeah, of honeys. And unlike when you go to certain countries, it might be only one variety, like Africa. I'm pretty sure you probably, in most African countries, you're probably only going to get the variety of, different types of black women. You go most Latin American countries, you're probably going to get mostly around Latin American women. But in the U.S., it's very, different cities have more of certain type of, ladies, as far as black, white, like Spanish, Asian, but you could get the variety, all over the country, in a different variety. And then we have from that, what I said from pros, variety of different women. What are the can finally you can slightly find recent YouTube vids of people having videos of TikTok, YouTube, whatever, IG, of people having fun in different U.S. cities. Yeah, if you search hard enough, you can find recent videos, made within the less of a month, of people having fun in these cities within less than a year or a month, of people having fun in these cities somehow, some way, doing something fun, hanging out with people, doing fun, maybe doing fun work, having fun work experience, or just fun experience. So those are the pros. And let's talk about the cons of the U.S. Honey options, even for wealthy men, are below average, maybe to average, as most honeys kind of despise men, and a lot of them are probably mad that they can't get wealthy men to commit, so they get more angry about it and bitter. Men that could pay for all their stuff. I'm saying only less than 10% of women, maybe 5%, or even less than 2% of women can achieve a man like that. Maybe get a big NBA star, or NBA player in general, or NFL player in general, or a major musician that makes millions and has fame from the entertainment industry of sports, music, even movies, comedy. You can put that in there. That's a con. And then other cons are lots of less attractive honeys looking personality wise to deal with. Yeah, in the US, yeah, you can say that. Foreign women are better in most cases that most dudes say that travel globally. That's what most dudes say. Health insurance options, yeah, below average. So that's another thing. Yeah, the health insurance options are becoming below average, and with the big beautiful bill, it seems like it's become even more harder to have options for that. And that we don't have universal healthcare, unlike most other countries. Real estate options to ever pay off below average. Yeah, they make it hard to ever pay off the average real estate property. They make it hard. All this interest they tack on, and all these extra fees they tack on, from HOA to taxes to just in raising premiums to insure the property and everything like that. So that's another one. Rent mortgage prices too much. Even if you make six figures, got to make more, like close to 130 plus a year. Yeah, you can say that, especially in most major cities. And the major cities I'm referring to are the cities that have the NFL, NBA, and MLB teams. If it has all three of those teams, then it's a major city. If it only has one of those teams, then it's less of a major city. If it has two of those teams, I would say it's a mid-tier, right below being a major city. Then we have food options below average, according to the JFK Jr., who I guess is the captain or leader of the health department of the U.S. now. So yeah, and then food options below average. Well, I said happiness of people below average. Social cohesion below average, on people just being able to socialize together coherently, below average. Clubs, bars, below average. Social contract for middle class and the working class, broken, or below average compared to CEOs who make millions, and even maybe billions, while these workers are barely the working class is barely being able to afford hardly, just the bare basics, necessities, Less people lurking outside having fun together, yeah, because people, being outside, you might have to deal with just stuff you might not want to deal with, possibly. Racism of opportunities, that's a con. Yeah, that's a con. Racism of opportunities, or just less of opportunities, just in general. Because you hear of even white people complaining now that the economy is effed up, and a lot, hundreds, thousands. Nelnet student loans in the trillions. Yeah, that's another below average con of the U.S. or just a con of the U.S. Social Security insolvency talks, another con of the U.S. I'm gonna just go through half of it right now because I got 45 listed. Go through 22. Banks insolvency talks. You got people making videos about how Western countries are, the U.S., Canada, UK, Australia are getting worse in general every year for most people, especially even probably for wealthy people too, because it gotta trickle up or trickle down to them too, right? Then you got so many people saying get what else we got? YouTube, etc. Vids research of copy and paste. Yeah, if you do YouTube vids research and look at comments, most people are like shitting on the U.S. as far as being a decent country, and make it seem like it's not really a decent country. It's more of a sus, effed up country, especially if you're not, people say if you're not a billionaire or a multi-millionaire, etc. Transportation options need a private vehicle to pursue most opportunities. Yeah, public transportation is a lot better in other countries. Yeah, The lockup population is 25%, but only 4% of the planet. Yeah, that's another issue with the U.S. They lock up, and you can look at Capital Nomad, Nomad Capitalist video about 15 reasons why the U.S. is effed up. You go through it, or why should leave because it's that effed up in the U.S. So that's one of the reasons. 25% of people are locked up, but it's only 4% of the planet. But we only have 4% of the people planet, but we got 25% of the people locked up. And then we got so many people saying get passports, international travel. Yeah, you got a lot of dudes saying get your passport, hundreds of dudes, and you should travel from the U.S. and to explore other countries. And the 22 crime rates above average, yeah. Compared to other countries, yeah. If you look at, it's not above it. It's not, yeah. It's above average where people, I guess not doing the right thing and committing committing crimes. And that's effed up, man. And yeah, sir, Popo type state, where the Popos ride around a lot compared to other countries where you hardly see them riding around a lot. We're trying to just, be out and about a lot and seeing a lot. You see them a lot here in the U.S. It's more of a police, Popo police surveillance, state, more so than other countries. So that's what it is, man. I'm gonna stop right there. I'm gonna holler, and we'll do a part 2 on that. Holler.